Hi guys, I'm Gus, the founder of Memobase. Memobase is a user profile-based memory backend for your AI applications. So if you are building an AI tutor, AI companion, or any AI apps that requires long-term user understanding, you are in the right place. Today I'm going to show you how to build an AI tutor memory backend using Memobase. Let's get started. We first go to the dashboard and we create a new Memobase project, let's say AI tutor memory. We can also pass some configuration for Memobase, but we'll get to that part later. Right now we just click create and get our new Memobase project. So let's dive into the dashboard. Well, the first tab of the dashboard is all the awesome information you will need to connect to a Memobase server, but we'll get to that part later also. Well, we can first use the test playground. So Memobase dashboard has a test playground for every project. So in here, we can just mock some conversation and see how Memobase will process those chats into memories. So I would say my name is Gus, and I like hiking. So what Memobase really does is that it will kind of process the conversations and extract the meaningful memories from them and organize them into different data structure. For example, the user events. So user events is kind of like the timeline of the users. It records all the action and the events and the schedules of users. So in here, as we can see, there's a new event that users mention his name is Gus, and Gus likes hiking. And there's another type of memory in Memobase that is user profile. So Memobase will maintain a global user profile for each users, and the user profile is structured, is well organized, and also is updated in the real time. So in here, we can see that the user has a name in the basic info that is called Gus, correct? And Gus also like hiking, in the interest, correct? Okay, so let's see, what if we change some of the memories and add in some new memories? So let's say I like programming too, and my name is actually yeah. Sorry, it's actually yeah. So let's see how Memobase will do. Memobase will actually extract the new interest and also extract the new name, and you can see that the new events happens that the user mentioned his name is yeah, and the user likes programming. So that's another event. So let's see the profile. Yeah, we can see that the profile is actually already updated. So the basic info of the name is updated to yeah, not the Gus like before, right? And also in the interest, we can see the programming interest is already added to the user profile. So that's pretty much how Memobase memory looks like. And the second thing is that you definitely want to design what kind of things memory wants to remember, and what kind of things that doesn't really help your applications. So Memobase is, I will say, the most flexible the most flexible memory solution you can find. That it just gives you many controls on how to design what kind of things you need to remember. So you can design the profile schema through the configure YAML, and we do have a documentation of how to write those YAML. But for you, we prepare AI tools that you can just simply write what kind of application you want to build, and the AI tools will generate the correct configuration for you. So in here, I will say I want to build an AI tutor app. So the AI will first analyze your requirements, and then will generate a correct a correct configure for you. So in here, as we can see, the AI things you need to remember about the educational info, definitely, and the AI will think you need to remember about the learning process, about what kind of learning goals you have and what kind of lessons you already complete. Right, beautiful. So we just copy the generative configure, and we go back to our configure tab and just paste it here. So, well, I won't say that the AI tools configuration is enough, but I would say it's a really great starting point. So you can look into those configure, and you already know about the format. You can do in some upgrade. So maybe in here, educational info. Well, actually I don't have too much to add in this configuration. So let's just click save and see if the configuration start to work. So we'll go back to our test playground, and I will test like I have a PhD in computer science. So yeah, let's wait the AI to respond. Yeah, cool. So in here we can check if the memory is working. So yeah, there's a new event about I have a PhD degree in the computer science, and also we can see, yeah, in the educational info we do have something called degree, that I'm a PhD in computer science, and yeah, that belongs to this topic, educational info. So yeah, educational info. So yeah, that's how you can configure the Memobase server, so that the Memobase will remember the things you want them to remember about your users. We also have some nice usage chart in our dashboard. You can see all the tokens you have consumed and all the requests, and also you can see all the users that in this project. In this user table, you can see, well, that user is the users we just test in the playground. Well, you can see all the memories in here, right? The educational memory, the interest memory, and the basic info memory, and all the events in here. So that's memory, and that's how Memobase will manage your user memories. And right now I'm gonna show you how to connect Memobase server into your application. So to do so, we need to copy the endpoint URL, and we also need to copy the API key. Cool. And in here, there is a quick start Python script. So Memobase offers Python SDK and TypeScript SDK. So in today's demos, I'm going using Python. So you're gonna paste your project URL and your API key in here, and then you can instantiate a Memobase client. You're gonna test if you can correctly connect to the Memobase server, and the rest of the thing is pretty much like we are doing in the playground. So we need to prepare a messages, for example, like I'm Gus, and I need to prepare for the SAT math test. So the next thing is that you need to create a new users in your Memobase project, and you kind of need to insert the messages into the users. So Memobase will start to process all the chats and memorize them. So we in here we call user.flash to wait for all the processes done, and then we'll print the user profile in a structured way, and also all the user events, forming a nice timeline, right? So let's see, Python quick start, and yeah, you start to insert the messages into the users, and let's wait for seconds. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So yeah, in here, the user profile, nice and structured. We can see we have the educational info profile Yeah, we try to prepare for the SAT math test, and we also have some basic info profile that, yeah, I mentioned my name is Gus, and also we can see all the events, right? Today, I mentioned my name and about the SAT sort of things. And the last is the context API. So we can see it's kind of like a prompt, right? Like a personalized prompt. So there's a memory section. It says unless the user has a relevant queries, do not actively mention those memories. So we have the user background here. So in this session, Memobase will pack the user profile in the user background. And also Memobase will pack all the user events in the latest events. So you can just kind of use the return of the context API and directly place it in your system prompt, and your AI will just work for the users. So that's pretty much the whole walkthrough. Right now you have learned about how to configure the Memobase server. You have already built a configuration of the AI tutor. So another thing is that Memobase is fully open source. So if you don't want to use the cloud version of the Memobase, you can just deploy one in your own server. And our cloud version and open source version are exactly the same, so there's no difference. Besides, the cloud version has a dashboard. So if you want to deploy the open source version, you can just simply use Docker and Docker Compose. It's really simple and one command, and you will have a local Memobase server. Well, so that's pretty much I'm gonna talk about Memobase today, and I hope you will use Memobase in your application and offer some personalized experience for your users. And thanks for your time.